If I knew how hard finding a setup would be, I probably wouldn't have done this.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
So hi, I'm Bella Park. I decided to make another video today, even though I made one yesterday or the day before, whenever this video comes out, because I enjoy doing it, and even though it was a little awkward, which it still is because I'm not used to talking to a camera, I had a lot of fun making that video and editing it, so I wanted to do another one. Yeah. I know the video quality is a lot better today, thankfully. I shot the last video with my computer, so this one I'm doing with my phone, so it looks nicer. I don't know how great the audio is, but it's still a little better than the last video. I literally have my phone on top of a stack of books. Which brings me to the topic of today's video. I'm gonna do a book review. Or like a couple book reviews, I guess. It's a trilogy that I decided to do. It's called the Darkness Rising Trilogy, and it is by, last name Armstrong. Does it even? Oh, Kelly Armstrong, there we go. Yeah. So this is the first book, The Gathering. This book I read when I was in high school, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I read it sometime in high school, and this was one of those book series that I read in like 1 week. I thought they were really amazing. So I just want to go over what I liked about them, what I didn't like about them, and see how this goes. Yeah. I am a little bit more energetic today, or I'm trying to be. Last video, like I said, I had an exam. Today I was just like chilling, grooving, relaxing. I'm not super energetic because I have something called chronic exhaustion. The arms of the angel. Okay, so before I get into like reviewing the books, I'm gonna talk about like why I love books. I started reading when I was like 12, and I was reading before I was 12, but I really became like a reader when I was like 12. And it started with the Harry Potter series, which I'm actually currently using to prop up my phone. I started reading the Harry Potter series because my sister recommended it to me, and I thought those books were fantastic. And after that I started reading the Percy Jackson series, and then my like love for books just kept like growing and evolving. So now I don't have like the largest collection in the world, but I do collect books, and I don't have a lot of them here with me, but I do have a good number on my shelf over there. Ever since I left high school, I haven't been reading as much. I'm sorry, I'm leaning forward so much, but I'm not wearing my glasses. Ever since I left high school, I haven't read as much as I would like to, because, well, you know, like I'm in college now, and it takes like a lot of my time and a lot of my energy. It's been a while. Like when I do have free time, I'm usually just on my phone, laying in bed, like scrolling through Instagram or something like that. Like I haven't stopped to like pick up a book in like a good amount of time, or if I did, like I didn't get far in it. But you know what the one thing better than Instagram is?
It's a really good book.
I'm not funny. I shouldn't try to make jokes. Okay, so this book series. So it starts with the first book, The Gathering, and this will have spoilers. So if you don't want spoilers for this book, okay, so I'm just gonna like read a little bit of like the summary, synopsis in the front of the book. So it says, strange things have been happening in this claustrophobic town, from the mountain lions that have been approaching Maya to her best friend's hidden talent for feeling out people and situations, to the sexy new bad boy who makes Maya feel different. That's where when I read this, I was like, ooh, mountain lions seeking out a person, like, that sounds just a little bit interesting. I personally love like the fantasy genre, so anything really fantasy, I'll probably read it. So when I saw Mountain Lions, seeking out this girl, I was like, whoa, that sounds really cool. Combine that with a few unexplained deaths and a mystery involving Maya's biological parents, and it's easy to suspect that this town might have more than its share of skeletons in the closet. Okay, so that's just like the synopsis of it. So it's about Maya. Strange things start happening to her in her town, and yeah, that's really all you have to go on. So in this book, what happens is she realizes that not just her, but all of the kids in this town that she lived in have some kind of like supernatural abilities. And Maya finds out that she can shapeshift into a mountain lion. So that's why, mountain lions have been seeking her out. And there's this whole thing about like, they find this out, and they find out that they've been like controlled by the government and all that stuff. And so like basically what happens is they run away, and that's where the rest of the books come into play. Like in the second book, it's just featuring them on running away, and then the chase with the people who are trying to get them back. So that's basically how the book goes. I think it was really, really good when I read it. My only complaint about this book is the ending. So that will be the third book, which is, we're gonna figure out which one's the third book. Like, I read these books in a week, so the events kind of blurred together, and I now have a harder time figuring out what happened in which book. Okay, so this is the third book, The Rising. So basically what happens at the end of the book is that all these teenagers, they work out like a situation with this government who's been chasing them throughout all 3 books, and just like work out stuff with them and figure out how to live together and basically return home. So, I mean, when you read it, it's like, okay, I get this. Like, these kids didn't have anywhere to go. And they worked this out, and they came to a compromise with the government. But I think that them being chased throughout the entire book series, and running away from these people who are trying to catch them, I think that's such like a big thing to have it just like them just go back at the end. Like, it should have been mounted, in my opinion, to something more. Like, maybe they find out how to live without these people, or they like, I don't know. I think it just kind of like fell flat with them like running away throughout the whole thing, and then them just going back and just being like, okay, yeah, we'll live back here again. You can continue doing your tests and experiments on us. But this is like the line that we draw. So you can do this, but just a compromise. And to anybody who's recently read this, I'm sorry if I'm not explaining it like 100%. I did read this, like I said, like 3 or 4 years ago. So my memory of it is just like a little bit hazy, but I just still remember enjoying reading these books. And there's a lot of action, there's a lot of stuff that happens in them. So it is actually a prequel series. There is another one called Darkest Powers, and that one is also a trilogy, so it takes place before this one. But I read this one first, and honestly, I really don't think that it matters the order that you read them in. A lot of people actually didn't like this book, which I found out, or not that a lot of people didn't like it, but a lot of people haven't read this book series or like really even heard of it, which I think is sad, because I really liked it. Well, I found it in my school library, because like I said, I read it when I was in high school, and I found it in the school library, and I was like, what are these books? I've never heard of them before. And then I read them and I loved them. So I really hope like a lot more people watch this. and decide to pick up this book series for themselves because it is worth it. I feel like other people may enjoy it. I mean, some people may not. I don't know. I can't say what everybody else likes to read, but I can just say that I enjoyed these books. You can get these books on Amazon, which is where I got them. And speaking of Amazon, let me tell you about that. Amazon used to have this thing where you could buy books for a penny. The books themselves cost 1 cent, and then shipping was $3.99. And that's a book for $4. And then, you know, other people may not trust that. $4 for a book off of Amazon, that sounds absolutely ridiculous. But that's how I got these books, and the condition that they're in is really nice. Like there may be like a little bit of dings on like the dust cover, but otherwise than that, like there's nothing on the pages. There's no like watermarks or stains. The actual cover of the book itself is in really great condition as well. I don't think they do that as much anymore, but this is to tell people that you should try out buying used books on Amazon. They don't have them for $4 anymore, but maybe you can get a hardback book that was originally supposed to be like $16 for like $8. So I suggest other people check that out. It's also like so much more expensive to go into like Barnes & Noble and buy a book, which I know because I go in there all the time. But yeah, check out Amazon and check out these books. So if you read this book series, let me put the desk cover back on. If you read this book series, or if you've read this book series, comment below and let me know if you enjoyed it or if you didn't enjoy it and like why. I love hearing other people's stories or takes on books that I've read, and just like see things through their eyes, just to understand like other people's perspectives on everything. Also in the comments below you can list any books to see if I have read them, or maybe recommend books for me to read, because I would absolutely love that. And maybe sometime in the future I could do a book review on them, do an unboxing of books. I want to join one of those like monthly book clubs, so I get like books sent to me monthly. Or I could just buy a bunch of books on Amazon that you guys have recommended to me and just talk about them after I've read them. I'll show like the unboxing of the books that I chose, and then I will read them and then I'll make the rest of the video. Also, if you want to see me do more K-pop albums, like I can do a review, or I can just show what's in the album like I did last time. I'm open to doing a lot of things in this channel. I'll probably do video reactions at some point in the future. Maybe I'll just find random stuff to do. Like, I don't think I'm gonna subject this channel to like one kind of thing, to keep everybody interested, and so there's something for everybody on here. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't, I'm sorry. And it would mean a lot to me if you could hit the subscribe button. Hopefully I'll come out with another video soon. And thank you for watching.